But to give you an idea, for me, I'm roughly 200 pounds ish, and so I need to take in about 700 grams of carbs a day. Now that sounds crazy, especially for me. That sounds like a shit ton of carbs. Yo, what is up? I'm drinking Emergency C, and I ran my first half marathon in years in 3 days. I'm at a carb load, and I thought, okay, what is the best way to show you guys like carb loading for like a new runner or like a new half marathoner? And I was like, why don't I just take you guys through a day of what I'm eating, show you everything I'm eating, how I'm getting these carbs, and how I'm doing it. So first off, again, I'm gonna go to the gym pretty soon, have an emergency. I have this every morning. But as far as carb loading, what is it? Why am I doing it? What are the benefits of it? And kind of like how I come about doing it. So first off, this is my first marathon in forever, but this is only a half. So I'm familiar with the concept of carb loading without being too like I'm not a dietitian. Again, this is my first race in a while, but essentially what you want to do is you want to eat a whole bunch of carbs a few days prior. You can do as close to a 1 day prior, but I don't want to gorge myself. That's going to store glycogen in your body. That's the most efficient way to burn energy. So that way when I'm running on Saturday, hopefully in 2 hours or less, I actually make it through the entire run without hitting the wall. So 3 days prior, you can find a calculator online. I'll probably show it in the blog. That will actually show you how much carbs you need to actually intake. If you do a 3 day carb load, is which what I'm doing. It's a little bit easier than doing it like in 1 day. Like I said, I don't want to gorge myself. I don't want to eat so many carbs in 1 day, especially the day before the race when I haven't done it in a long time. But to give you an idea, for me, I'm roughly 200 pounds ish, and so I need to take in about 700 grams of carbs a day. Now that sounds crazy, especially for me. That sounds like a shit ton of carbs. To give you an idea, like kind of what I'm typically taking in through my marathon training. It's been an 8-week training. Again, when I decided I was gonna do this marathon, I just want to get into it as quickly as possible, and speed was of the essence. About 3-4 weeks into it, I started learning out more things as far as what my pace should be as well as my diet. So the last 3-4 weeks I really kind of dialed in my diet, and actually I've had really good runs. So for a regular day, I'm taking in about 300 grams of carbs a day, 250 to 300 grams of carbs on a typical day. Protein, because I'm not trying to lose muscle, I'm trying to maintain muscle. If anything, I am lifting as well, maybe gain a little bit of muscle. So I'm taking in about 200 grams of protein a day, and then about 50 to 60 grams of carbs. Those are kind of the macros I've been hitting thus far. So for me, as like a 200 pound man, 205 give or take, the recommended amount for a 3 day carb load, it's usually about 3.5 to 5 grams per pound of body weight. So for me, it's about 700 to 750. I want to stay on the lower end of that. So my goal is to take in 700 grams to 750 grams of carbs per day. Obviously, if you guys do the math, every carb is equivalent to about 4 calories. So just in carbs alone, before I was taking in 2,500 calories a day, now I'm going to be taking in 2,800 calories just on carbs. I don't want to kill my diet, and so they say also your carbs should equate to about 70% of your diet. So 2,800 calories from carbs alone, that's going to leave me about another 1,200 calories for fats and proteins. I'm going to split that right in half. So my goals for these next 3 days: 700 grams of carbs, about 150 grams of protein per day. That'll put me up about 600 calories, and then about 50 to 60 grams of fat. Stay around that 4,000 calorie mark. How am I going to get in 700 grams of carbs? First meal of the day, I just had my emergency C. I'm actually going to get ready to go to the gym, lift here. I'm still doing workouts. I'll lift today and tomorrow. Today's a chest day. So I'm going to have a protein bar, Cliff Builder's Protein. I think it has about 29 carbs. The emergency C had about 8, so I'm at about 37 carbs so far. And I'll probably have a ticker somewhere on the video, but this is my first actual meal, and I'll be up to about 40. After this, I'll have 663 carbs left. I'm at the gym, about to go do my chest workout. Ghost Orange Cream. I would say cherry limeade's like my go-to, but this, it tastes just like the dessert. Let me know in the comments what your favorite flavor is, and this gives me a whole total 2 more carbs, and now at 39. So now I only have 661 more to go. All right, post-workout, just got through with my chest workout. This is a great time to consume a whole bunch of carbs. I'm depleted right now, and I want to get some protein in, and so I want to get that back into my system as quickly as possible. So my goal for this meal is to get about 150 grams of carbs. I'm going to get around 50 grams of protein. Usually post-workout, I'll drink 2 of these, which is 30 grams of carbs each. But because this is my super go-to, the gummy bears, they actually have protein as well. So I'm just going to do 1 drink, plus another reason why is I'm drinking this Body Armor Strawberry Grape Mamba Forever. Kobe Bryant Mamba Mentality seems like it's the perfect drink to have going into a marathon. And this has 35 grams of carbs. So between this 35 grams of carbs, this protein drink has 4, that's 40. But these gummy bears, for 13 pieces is around 23 grams. So I'm only gonna have 40. If I can get about 110 grams of carbs from the gummy bears, not too much. One of the things they say, like 700 grams of carbs in one day, for me, that would be a ton of like regular food. So one of the ways to like kind of like expedite that or make it easier to consume less is by, you know, drinking calories, liquid calories, sports drinks, as well as like fruit candies. And the thing that's great about that is they don't have any fat. So again, I talked about earlier, like I want to get a lot of carbs, but I don't want to eat chocolate, butters, things like that. I don't want to consume a lot of fats. I don't want to have a whole bunch of calories and take that 4,000 calorie daily input to like 5,000 or 6,000 calories. So this will help me do it. I'm going to consume, I also have some myconites. I'm going to consume this entire thing in like 3 days. I love these gummy bears. I don't know if I want to eat this much, but this will help me get to that 700 grams of carbs. So this is technically meal number 2, and this will put me at another 150 grams or so of carbs. I'll be close to 200 for the day, and I only have about 500 left. All right, it's now lunchtime. About to have a late lunch. One thing I've been eating religiously throughout my training is soups. One of the things is they have tons of sodium. So I'm going to have this split pea. Maybe not be everybody's cup of tea, but soups in general have a lot of sodium, plenty of carbs. This one has 52 grams of carbs in the entire can. Only 280 calories. That's because it only has 2 grams of fat and 19 grams of protein. So again, this is a good mix. I'm trying to keep my fats pretty low as well as start getting some protein in still. And then these bagels. I've been eating these as a post-workout snack with my protein drinks. But again, this 260 calories, only 1 gram of fat, 53 carbs and 9 grams of protein. So collectively, I'm getting over 100 grams of carbs between these two. And then I'm going to add some crackers to my soup. I'm going to have another Body Armor. And that will give me about 150 grams of carbs for this meal alone. If I can do about 150 grams per meal, I'll be at 600 if I can do that 4 times. Then I just have another 100 grams I need to make it for the rest of the day. Got a full out tempo run, so a little more energy. Got a blue chocolate outrage. This will give me another 20 grams of caffeine, 50 grams of sodium, milligrams of amino acids, and also importantly, 21 carbs. All right, done with my run. That goo chocolate outrageous, probably the best flavor I've had, and it gave me really sustained energy. But now is the good time. I'm about to do a post-workout. Want to get some protein in, so I'm gonna have this, protein drink again. This only gives me 4 carbs. So, want to get 150 in. Gonna have some myconites. A serving is 16 pieces, and that gives me 27 grams of carbs. Need to get about 150, so that's gonna be probably about 5 servings, 5.5 servings or so. So that's about 90 myconites. Thought we were doing hot tamales, but eating that many could get hot. So again, post-workout, this should give me about another 150 grams of carbs, and I'll be at about 530 for the day. So I only have about 170 left. So after this, eat dinner, maybe a little late night snack, and I'll be right on cue to hit that 700 gram goal for the day. All right, take a look at this dinner. I have a cup of jasmine rice, about 5.5 ounces of some breaded chicken breast. Add some barbecue sauce to give me a little bit extra carbs and more flavor. Then I added a couple pieces, multi-grain bread. This is gonna give me another 100 carbs. So I'll be at about 620 for the day, so I'll be really close to it. Probably eat a little late night snack, and that will be my 700. All right, this is it, end of the night, relaxing. Got me some gummy bears in my lap. I'm at 620 grams. Again, this is per 13 pieces, 23. So I'm gonna have about 45 pieces. We'll just make it 52 to make it an even 100. Or that would be 96 grams of carbs, and that'll put me over 700 for the day, about 715. So day 1, 700 carbs. Probably the toughest day because this is the first day, but tomorrow I'll be used to it. And about to enjoy 700 grams of carbs. Carb loading, this is how you do it. Running marathons.